The applause is overwhelming, really. My presentation, which actually, my name's Ian as well as Dougie, but my presentation is all about me. I love talking about me, so it's not really much of a problem. And what I'm going to talk about is my career in the outdoor industry and where that's gone over the last 18 years that I've been in the industry. So I actually have never had any real interest or passion for the outdoors. I'm not a climber, I'm not a paddler. I needed somewhere to live in 1992. I went travelling and I had nowhere to live when I came back. So I saw an advert for PGL and I joined PGL in 1992 as a kitchen porter. I was a rubbish kitchen porter. Never worked in a kitchen before, so was on this centre not knowing anything about the outdoors, never having worked with children before, never having worked in the kitchen, but was rubbish in the kitchen, so instead started working with the children, which turns out that actually I quite enjoyed working with children. This is my first group. I was a group leader. That was my first group of kids. This was some of the kids from my second group, and this one at the back there was Lily Allen, who was my most famous guest, and that was me in the old PGL uniform. So it transpired that actually I loved working with children and had a fantastic time, and stayed with PGL for a couple of seasons before in 1994 I joined a company called Superchoice. Superchoice became 3D, and then PGL bought 3D, and then it became PGL. But at the time it was Superchoice. I was an instructor at Superchoice. I have no idea who that is, but seemingly at the time I liked her, and she seems quite friendly. So, I had a good time at Superchoice. Only stayed there for a season, and then went to work I then went to university, and in my summers I worked for Camp Beaumont, and Camp Beaumont was a summer camp business. I got promoted. I became Chief Frog, and was essentially a children's entertainer during my time at Camp Beaumont. But I stayed there all through my university, working summers, and became an assistant camp director and then a camp director. I then joined the sister company, Kingswood, after Camp Beaumont, where I had a variety of roles with Kingswood. I was an assistant centre manager, I was a centre manager, and I ended up actually for Kingswood or for Camp Beaumont, running Camp Beaumont as a business. Having been Chief Frog, I thought that was quite a good career move. So after Kingswood, I went to a company called Travel Class, who have a fantastic stand at the back there. Travel Class had two different brands, JCA and Ski Class. JCA is residential activity trips for school children, primary school children predominantly. Ski Class is secondary school trips for school children. So I had a step up in uniform from Camp Beaumont and from Kingswood. That was our staff football team, which always won every competition. Actually, I don't think that's true. But I learnt to ski very badly. I still ski very badly. But I ended up actually buying that company. I raised the funds from bank debt and from private equity house, venture capitalist funding, and I bought that company and ran that company for a number of years before I then sold it in 2006 to First Choice. At which point I got a step up in uniform and started wearing a suit instead. So sold it to First Choice. First Choice joined forces with TUI Travel in 2007 and merged as a business, and the two businesses came. So having been a kitchen porter in 1992, I suddenly found myself working for the world's largest travel organisation, a company that has 30 million customers and 50,000 staff around the world. And I've never been a particularly corporate person, I've never been a PLC person, and frankly I was quite terrified about what that meant, and I thought that I was going to be I thought I would be out the door very quickly, either by my choice or by somebody else's. What's actually happened during that time is I've managed to annoy Kelly Holmes on at least one occasion. But during that time, the PLC has given me a lot of autonomy and a lot of free rein, and what they've done is given me the scope to go out and build a whole range of companies that focus on the student market. So we've acquired a number of businesses. Andrew mentioned some of them before: World Challenge, some skiing businesses, school skiing businesses, some university skiing businesses, some gap year businesses, and we've put together a whole portfolio of different businesses over the course of the last 3 years, making a number of acquisitions. So that portfolio now looks like that, and that's the range of our businesses in the student division. We have a whole group of them over here that are focused on schools, some of them in the outdoors, some of them sports tour businesses, some of them skiing, and over here some post-secondary school businesses, so one's university businesses and gap year businesses. And I guess I look back to 1992 and those kitchen porter days, and it's an entirely different world, and I've learnt a huge amount. I think my learning curve has been fairly astonishing, but I think it going back to my days at Tomley Hall in 1992 with PGL, what has stayed with me throughout that time is a work ethic that I got. It was very much a work hard, play hard environment. I, from the first day I was there, understood the value of what we delivered to the kids that came to us, and I think that if there's anything common about all of these businesses, it's that they deliver fantastic products and fantastic services to the school kids and to the students that go on them, and that's incredibly important to me now. And the other thing that I've had from that first day is, and well, probably before that, but it only manifested itself on that first day, is I've always had an abiding abhorrence of authority, and I've always thought that I could do better than whoever my boss was. So back when I was a kitchen porter, I was a rubbish kitchen porter because I thought the chef was useless and I would have been a better chef. Not that I'd ever cooked anything in my life, but all the way through, what's driven me and what's motivated me has been a desire for self-improvement and to push it on. And I think, again, that starting as a kitchen porter, and working the way through the industry as I did, it was an industry that allowed me that opportunity where actually I could progress and I could always step into the next role, whether it was with a different company, whether it was within the same company. So that's me. That's been my career. Okay.